Are you still practicing your fingerpicking songs, giving it your all, and still something just sounds off? Well, here are some things that you might be doing that are secretly sabotaging your success. Number one, the problem may not be your picking hand, it actually may be your chording hand. If you're still struggling switching between your chords, you may have some problems with fingerpicking. So I noticed when I was first starting to play and start to fingerpick, I realized, oh, the stronger my chording hand is, the stronger my finger picking is. So if you're still struggling with your chord changes, I'd say take a step back, get stronger at that with strumming. It doesn't have to be fancy, but just make sure that you really know where your fingers go when you're switching between your chords, because it's going to make your finger picking sound much more confident. Two is that you don't have your spatial awareness yet. And so you feel like when you're finger picking, your fingers are just kind of in no man's land, and that can cause a lot of stress. And when you're stressed out, it's really hard to be able to concentrate and make things smooth. Music needs to come from a relaxed state. I feel like all art needs to come from a relaxed state. If not, it's going to suffer. It's going to show in your finger picking. So something that helps just to cut the stress is to take your fingers, place them on top of the instrument. There's just something about having a finger or both of your fingers in contact with the top of the instrument that just helps develop that spatial awareness, takes the mystery and the stress out of finger picking sometimes. So just give that a try. I notice a lot of my students and with me that when my finger picking is uneven, it's because, well, I'm not playing to the beat or just something sounds off. So something that is secretly sabotaging your success is not utilizing a metronome. A metronome can be your best friend, but it's like, well, how do you use it? Okay, here's a metronome trick that is really going to help you to be able to even out your finger picking, and I call it the doubling method. So let's say I'm finger picking a song at 50 BPM or beats per minute. I have a metronome in front of me and it's just something just sounds off. Instead of 50 BPM, what I want you to do is to double it. So now we're going to be at 100 BPM, but every click is going to be an eighth note. Having that extra click in between those beats is just really going to help. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's try this together with a simple finger picking pattern. My thumb is going to be assigned to the C string, index finger will be assigned to the E string, and middle finger will be assigned to the A string. And I'm going to pluck them on eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index. Here's where the doubling method comes in. If you're practicing the song at 50 BPM, what you're going to do is you're going to double it. So 50 to 100. So what that's going to do is that each click now is going to be an eighth note, like this. What it does is that it eliminates the space in between the beats so that you can be more accountable to the beat and it can be tighter. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and each click is now an eighth note. All right, try it with me. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Hold a C chord. 2, 3, 4. Utilizing the double method has really helped me even out my finger picking and make it less choppy and more even. And so when you have a finger picking pattern that is more steady, more even, it just flows that much better. Speaking of tempo, the other thing that is secretly sabotaging your success is that you are going too fast. Slow down, you're going too fast. You gotta make the morning last dance. And what I tell my students that if it's sloppy slow, sloppy fast, sloppy fast, sloppy slow. Try saying that 5 times fast, right? This is where your metronome is going to be your best friend. What you're going to do is that you're going to take the finger picking pattern, find the BPM that is comfortable for you. And you're like, well, where do I start? When you start practicing, start at a BPM that is going to be manageable, where you can play it evenly and you don't have to think about it. Then you're going to take your metronome and you're going to increase the BPM by 4. or 5. I feel like if you increase it by 4 or 5, it's just enough to feel that speed up, but not enough to be like, oh, this is too fast. All right. And then once you feel comfortable with that BPM, that tempo, then you're going to increase it by 4 or 5 more, and then 4 or 5 more. You will cover more ground that way. You're going to be so surprised that you are going to be able to fingerpick a lot faster and a lot more steadily if you use that method rather than just going at it full speed and giving it a try. Well, number 5 might be a little controversial, but I see too many of my students tackle something that it's not where they are skill-wise yet. And they try it and it's like, oh, this is too hard. And then they get frustrated and they're like, well, I've been practicing this over and over and over again. Why am I not getting it? Well, what you may need to do is that you may need to swap out the finger picking pattern for something more simple at first, and then build yourself up to a more complicated or more ornate finger picking pattern. I have a video over here that I'm going to link that I think you're really going to enjoy if you're interested in doing that, because it has 5 different finger picking patterns that starts from basic, but not boring, and then it slowly increases the difficulty and variation until you get to the last one, which is probably the most ornate one that I would say. So why don't you try swapping out, just for now, the more complicated strumming pattern, utilize the more simple one, and then eventually build yourself up to the one that actually calls for the piece. All right, I'll see you in the next one, and remember, you are loved. Bye.